what they were doing and what's kind of your style.
Right. Well, Harry was a great teacher, and I believe in terms of just the way he went about that day-to-day process of instructing these guys in terms of what they need to be prepared for, both from a technical standpoint, and tactical standpoint, and that's what I believe. You know, I believe first I'm a teacher. You know, we always talk about teaching these guys the system of offense and certainly the play of offensive line. You know, there's a lot of detailed work that goes into that position, and I thought what Harry did for the last 6 years with this group of guys has been tremendous. You know, there's a certain level of understanding that is it's easy for me to transition and process through this without any question. But also just the intensity, the passion for the game. I feel like there's a huge similarity from that standpoint. But more importantly, the way Harry did it and the way I'm doing it, we're still getting the response that is necessary for us to continue to progress and make the strides so our offensive line continues to be the strength of this football team.
Coach, you've been hosting a lot of offensive line recruits recently. I know you can't mention them specifically, but I'm curious, when you have an offensive lineman visit, what do you want them to take out of this experience? What do you try to impress upon them most during their visit?
I think just the traits of excellence, you know, as Coach Kelly always talks about, and it's represented by our individual student-athlete football players at the position of offensive line. This is a very close-knit group. They care deeply. It's not about one individual. They know how important each of them are to the strength of the total unit. And I think when a young man comes on our campus, they see that firsthand. And the parents see that also firsthand. That their young men or their sons are going to come to Notre Dame and be a part of a very special and elite group of guys that are all about one another. It's not about one individual. And then certainly the academic piece, the community piece, you know, those are all very, very important parts to our success in terms of securing the recruits and getting them what they need to see. There's a spirit here like no other place that I've ever been, and we want to demonstrate and show that each and every time a young man comes up on this campus.
Jeff, you've used a lot of combinations on the offensive line that we've seen this spring. Did you go into this thinking that that was necessary in order to see exactly for, you know, firsthand for you what each could do?
Spending time with Coach Kelly and Coach Long well before we started spring ball, they sat me down and we all, you know, conversed and said, hey, how many guys can you get ready to play? I said, well, I'm going to try to get all of them ready to play. You know, if you have a lot of good players, develop them all and get them out there and playing. But also on top of that was who could play where, as opposed to finding the top 5 guys. And I think I have a pretty good idea who those guys are, but also to know that there's more than 5. And I think we learned last year by playing and starting 6 guys on the offensive line strengthened this unit, and it has strengthened our ability to work through this process this spring. But I feel we have more than 5 guys that are going to go out there and help us compete and play. And I wanted to see guys not only play tackle, but to see them play guard and potentially help us at center.
I think that